Sure.
So, Yanni, last week we spoke quite a bit about, youth change makers. We spoke about back in our day, back in my day, because your day was like the other day.
Yeah.
But there was a question. I mean, we spoke about all these change makers, right? And how they are changing the communities that they are in. But we also spoke about you and how you are changing the community of Anga with the soccer tournaments that you are doing there. And then at the end, you asked me a question, and I told our viewers that we'll respond to it this week. So do you mind repeating what that question was, and then we can go from there?
Thank you so much, Mariel, for that. I think we had a great conversation, a very fruitful one and interesting. You know that I feel like I must talk about it every day. But the question that I asked you that I think it's something that is very much interesting. It was more about those who are in authorities or those who have got a platform like to give to the young people. It was more about, do they equip enough the youth or the young people, like about the changes of processes and systems, like in terms of growing them, giving them more knowledge, giving them more resources to equip them so that they can familiarize themselves like with the change of these systems and processes.
I think it's like a 50-50, man. There's so much that so many people can do to equip us, people in authority, but are we taking, as youth, are we taking up that space to also equip ourselves? So it's a 50-50. I do believe that there are people and organizations and workspaces that are equipping the youth, that are equipping our communities to equipping them so that they are ready for the future. But I also think there's a part that we need to play as youth, as people that's wanting to make a change. Because as change makers, one of the things that one of the things that I think is important is that we always keep in the community and the need of the community in our vision, but also looking at what would the innovation or what could we do that's going to change the community's need, but innovatively. So I do think it's like a 50-50 that as a person in authority equipping us, but also as me as a person equipping myself to become a better version.
That's great. When you're speaking of that, you make me remind of, there was a say that was saying, it's still saying that every right goes with responsibility. So I think I can summarize by saying that those in authorities that might maybe give us a platform, do we take fully responsibility, like as the young people? I will also include myself, like to make sure what we are given, opportunities, platform or whatever, knowledge, are we taking full responsibility to make sure that we also like following that or growing ourselves to an extent that we will influence other people as well? Because I believe like we can be given a platform, can be given opportunities, if we're not taking full responsibility of making sure that we're learning something from there, we also adding something from there. Because I believe all change makers, when you listen to their stories, when they're telling you about how they've become people that are there today, so it simply means because of the responsibilities that they took. For example, myself, the responsibility that I took, that knowing that, okay, I want to be the change maker within my community. All the responsibilities to make sure that everything like that I'm doing, it's reflecting like as an influence to those who are coming behind me, to those that I'm leading. So we spoke like very, very like we with so many things last time, like including the global change makers, a lot. So I think I can't say that there is a long way to go.
No.
It's not a long way to go, but it's such that we just have to do whatever that we do to positively influence those who are still coming. And whatever, I believe that the young people have got potential. Young people, like, they've got an ability, but the influence, now currently, the young people are occupying social media. what is it that we do, like, to influence them positively so that they can see the innovation that we are talking about as a useful tool or a useful resource that they can use to be the change makers as well. So it's there. So most of the things, the opportunities are being shared via social media. That means it's one of the tools that we can use.
I know this might be off topic now, but I feel like it goes back to your first question about are we equipping people, the youth. And for me, it's like, even though we're equipping the youth to take over, to be the change makers, when do we know? I find it difficult at this point now because, like, I'm an overachiever. Like, in everything that I do, I'm an overachiever. Right? And then I work with people, and then my overachieving isn't their overachieving, or
Okay.
my what I think is important might not be important for the next person, like while we're executing on something. But like, how do we know that the person is, oh, I need to play this properly so that it doesn't come out like, okay. So I like doing odd things, right?
Okay.
So things that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, or things that people don't want to do. I
Maybe to
don't
someone
mind.
else, maybe it's not my interest.
Yes. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna, like,
Okay.
achieve whatever I need to achieve, whether I know how to do it or not. But I've realized that youth these days might not have the same take as me, because for me it's like, this is what I need to do, and I need to work hard in order to do it. So
To
I'm gonna
get it.
find all the ways to do it. But then I meet somebody else and they're like, no, but why must we do it that way when we could just do it this way? It's easier or something. And for me, it's like, is it easier because you just don't have the passion to do it, or is it easier because it works? So, like, how do we help the youth understand, or how do we put that into context?
I think, Mariel, I spoke of just recently, spoke of a positive. I will just take that one word, which is an influence. Some of the other things that you just spoke now about, like doing, you're an overachiever, like doing something that maybe other people might not be interested in doing, or they, they feel like, no, I can't do it. It can only be Mareldia doing that. It's not my thing. Other people, they are saying that in these days, the young people, it's not my thing to do.
Yeah.
So the more, like, efforts that you put, or the more, I think it's the more motivation that you give to someone else. If it's something that is, if you're doing something good, definitely some people will be influenced or be motivated by that. So whatever that I think the young change makers are doing, it always reflects as a motivation or an influence that positively change on how they think, how they see things. Because if Mareldia now can write a book, I never knew that Mareldia can write a book. If you can write a book and publish it, definitely it's something that is inspirationally. People that will read that book, let's say you wrote about innovation, or you wrote about youth that are making are change makers. So it's always that people might not have an interest on something, but the efforts or the courage that you use to achieve that, or whatever that, whenever you achieve something, that will positively influence or motivate other people to follow the path as well. So hence I'm saying that more especially nowadays the youth are more into these new things that we spoke about last week as well, about the AIs,
Yeah.
so many things that, so no one expected or saw the AI coming in, but now we have
Or
AI.
not how it is now. Like, we might have seen it, because technology evolved and we knew that it's gonna get to a certain point. But I don't think we expected it to happen that quick, because it
And
happened like overnight.
and it took the space like now, but it makes things easy, more
Yeah.
especially for the young people that wants to be always advanced in things. So I think young people they want to be part of change, and the one, if you can see, even in those AIs that we're talking about now, it's the young people who are involved. And the involvement of young people, it always brings that spark, which is the energy and everything. So hence I think that it will be something for young people to be given a chance or platform to take to be in charge and be involved. Wherever there is or there are young people, there's always, like, an energy. There's always, now that takes us back again to that influence that I spoke about, because that influences other young people as well to be part of whatever that is, that maybe the movement or whatever. If they, oh, I see there are my peers there. If
Yeah.
Yanelisa can do that, why I can't do it? So it goes like that. Now, if AI is taking up the space, what is it we as young people that we can come up with, and it will also balance between you know.
I guess, Yani, my question then that I can leave us with now is, what would we consider the characteristics of a change maker? And maybe we can leave it open to the public, to the community, the online, to share what they believe characteristics of a change maker is, and we could maybe share some of that and share our thoughts on that in the next episode.
I don't want to for the viewers to feel like we're closing this platform only for the two of us. Also, on them, I like this, the fact that you give them a question to answer as well, and they can also share about their experiences in leadership, about those
Yeah.
people that they see or they recognize is that are doing very well. Would really appreciate to hear from the viewers or the listeners about the stories of the change makers, that can also maybe motivate someone who's watching, or motivate us as well, because we also want to hear their stories.
Yeah.
And we want to hear everything that has got to do with young people, since we're celebrating young people.
Thank you, Yani.
Thank you
Until
so
next
much.
time. Bye.
See you.